These 8 useful English words will lift your fluency and your IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge score. And you won't just memorize them. You'll meet each one inside the story, feel what it means, then prove you caught it. That's how your brain keeps them for good. On her very first morning in the new country, everything went wrong. The trains, the language, the cold, gray rain. By 9 o'clock, Mira was certain she had made a terrible mistake in coming. By 10, a single stranger would change her mind completely. She had crossed half the world for this one job, a junior nurse at the city's largest hospital. It was the chance of a lifetime. It was also, she was quickly discovering, utterly daunting. The city was vast and gray and impossibly fast. Everyone moved as though they knew exactly where they were going, while Mira stood bewildered in the great echoing train station, turning her crumpled map one way and then the other. Nothing worked the way it had at home. She could not read the signs. When she tried to buy a ticket, she fumbled with the strange new coins, dropping them across the floor, her cheeks burning as a long queue formed behind her. She found a train at last, though she was no longer at all sure it was the right one. The whole morning had become an ordeal, a slow, exhausting test of everything she did not yet understand. Across the carriage sat a quiet older woman in a gray coat, reading a newspaper. She did not speak, but Mira noticed her glance up, just once, at the map shaking in Mira's hands. When the train reached a certain stop, the woman caught Mira's eye and made the smallest gesture, a single nod toward the open doors. "This one," Mira stammered in her careful, broken sentences. The woman only nodded again. It was the right stop. Somehow she had known. On the platform, Mira realized she still had no valid ticket for the next train, and her hands were shaking far too hard to fumble out any more coins. Then she felt something press gently into her palm. The woman from the carriage had quietly followed her, said nothing, and placed the exact fare into her hand, a small, silent gesture of kindness from a complete stranger. Before Mira could even stammer out a thank you, the woman had melted back into the crowd and was gone, leaving Mira holding the exact fare and the strange, warm feeling that someone in this enormous, cold city had truly seen her. Mira reached the hospital with 2 minutes to spare, breathless, her shoes soaked through. The ordeal of the morning had left her certain she did not belong in this enormous, frightening place, that everyone would see at a single glance that she did not fit. And then came the part she had been dreading most of all. "Dr. Okonkwo wants to see the new nurse personally," the woman at the front desk told her. "Right away." Everyone had warned Mira about Dr. Okonkwo. The head of the department was a legend, brilliant, demanding, and famously stern. New staff spoke of her only in frightened whispers. Mira's daunting morning, it seemed, was about to get a great deal worse. Heart pounding in her throat, she knocked, stepped inside the office, and looked up at the most powerful and most stern doctor in the entire hospital. It was the woman from the train. For a long moment, Mira simply stared, bewildered, quite unable to make the two people fit into one. Dr. Okonkwo set down her pen and, for the first time, allowed herself a small, tired smile. 30 years ago, she said quietly, I arrived in this city on a gray morning very like this one. I could not read the signs. I dropped my coins all over the station floor, and I was completely certain that I did not belong here. She folded her hands. A stranger helped me once and asked for nothing in return, not even my name. I have been trying to repay her ever since. She gestured to the empty chair across the desk. Sit down, Mira. The ordeal is over now. Whatever anyone tells you in your first hard weeks here, and they will be hard, you remember this. You crossed half the world and you earned your place. You belong here as much as anyone in this building. Now, let us get you to work. Now, did you catch all 8? Let's find out. A verb meaning to fit in or to have a rightful place somewhere. It's the feeling that a place is truly yours, that you fit. Mira was sure she did not do this in the huge hospital. Dr. Okonkwo told her firmly that she did what there?
The word is belong.
After a whole year on the team, she finally felt she belonged. An adjective for being strict, serious, and severe. Think of a teacher who never smiles and accepts no excuses. It was how everyone nervously described the feared Dr. Okonkwo. the hospital's most powerful doctor had a what kind of reputation?
The word is stern.
The judge gave the two boys a stern warning to behave. A noun for a long, difficult, and painful experience. It's a harsh test you simply have to struggle all the way through. Mira's entire first morning in the city became one. Getting lost and soaked turned the whole morning into an what? The word is ordeal. Surviving the long freezing night was a terrible ordeal. A verb meaning to handle something clumsily, struggling to manage it. It's what nervous hands do, dropping and grasping at things. Mira did this with the strange coins at the ticket machine. She began to do what with the unfamiliar money and dropped it?
The word is fumble.
He fumbled with his keys, too nervous to open the door. A noun for a meaningful movement, sign or small act. A wave, a nod, or a hand on the shoulder can each be one. The stranger guided Mira off the train with a tiny one, a nod. Pressing the exact fare into her hand was a kind what?
The word is gesture.
Sending flowers was a lovely gesture after the sad news. An adjective for being intimidating or frightening in size or difficulty. Think of a mountain so tall it makes your courage shrink. Mira found her huge, fast new city exactly this. Starting a whole new life abroad alone felt utterly what?
The word is daunting.
Speaking in front of the whole school was a daunting task. An adjective for being deeply confused and puzzled. It's the lost feeling when nothing around you makes any sense. Mira stood like this in the echoing station, turning her map. She gazed completely what? At the signs she could not read.
The word is bewildered.
The tourist looked bewildered by the confusing road signs. A verb meaning to speak with nervous pauses and repeated sounds. It's when fear makes the words catch and stumble on your tongue. Mira did this as she tried out her careful, broken sentences. She could only do what? A few shy words to the kind stranger?
The word is stammer.
He was so nervous he could only stammer out his own name. Quick recap. How many do you still remember?
Belong. Belongs. Stern.
Ordeal.
Fumble. Gesture. Daunting. Bewildered. Stammer.
A new English story every day. Subscribe and learn useful words the way your brain actually keeps them. Inside a story you won't forget.